Affordable Housing Symposium is coming up, and here to share information about that are good friends of ours, Guam Housing Corporation President Martin Beneventi and the Executive Director of the organization, Mike Duenas. Gentlemen, hafa adai.
Hafa adai.
Okay. Governor Calvo has said, gentlemen, so many times that, part of the one Guam approach is, pretty much like it is of the American dream. Home ownership is a major cog of that. So talk about that being perhaps a central theme of the symposium this year.
Well, early on, the governor created the Affordable Housing Council. And this has pretty much been our vehicle because it puts us together. It puts the two housing departments together to talk about what the problems are, what the solutions could be. And it's been helping us progress in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And we've also included the Tomorrowland Trust and the Department of Land Management, so we can look at how we can tap some of the undeveloped properties that the government of Guam has available for housing. And those are some of the things that the council has been pursuing over the last few years.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Gura's input, very worthwhile in this. But
oh yes,
well, we're along for the ride.
Yeah, we're partners.
Yeah. All hands on deck for this one.
Yes.
Now, what's also interesting is how are you approaching maybe passing on education about first-time home ownership to younger people? Because there's a lot of people these days that said, I would rather rent because it's cheaper, and I have the freedom and the flexibility just to jump from place to place to place. But a lot of people in that demographic don't necessarily understand the importance of having equity when you own a home.
Yeah. Well, the symposium is mainly designed to it's to get all the players involved, the realtors, the contractors, the developers, the housing departments in Gov Guam. We would go on a different outreach program, and we did it last year. We went to a not a symposium, but a
housing expo.
An expo. And the expo is where we reach out to the general public and say, these are our programs that you can benefit from. Anything from the Section 8 rental all the way up to home ownership.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mike, the key word of this symposium is the Affordable Housing Symposium. So given that there's all these different organizations and parties involved in, not only bringing housing to the people, but also potential consumers themselves, how are you passing on the fact that, you want to make housing on Guam affordable to people and, like make it within their budget?
Well, there are several ways to address that problem of affordability. We can look at ways that we can find flexible financing for the families in terms of takeout financing when they're ready to purchase. We look at ways to reduce the cost of construction for the developers. And we also look at ways to find financing for the developers so they can actually build the houses at a cost that they can pass on to the ultimate purchasers, families.
Are there any benefits of being a local? Like, say, if I'm someone that, I went to school here, I grew up here, I've made Guam my home, and I want to raise my family and my kids and have them educated here. Are there any benefits in that regard? Like, if I want to buy like a house, as like membership has its privileges, maybe being the theme, or is there anything like that?
I think both of us, are prohibited from discriminating, but the advantage is being, being born in Guam, raised in Guam, and live and die in Guam. That's the advantage, because we love this island,
Mm-hmm.
And for an outsider, they probably just look at it as an investment, and they get ready to sell it and move on. But for the local person, it's home from the very beginning. So that's why it's important that we look at it from that angle. But we do not turn down anybody. We've been helping everybody that comes through our doors.
Mm. Now, of course, affordable housing being like one of the major tenets of GURA and under your purview. So again, how do you guys see, making sure that everybody out there would know, and I'm particularly in regards to organizations that, try and get involved with real estate, like, Martin was mentioning, like realtors and everything like that. Like, how do you guys all tie that in together to make housing a very attractive part of ownership for a family?
Well, what we need to do basically is educate the families about the benefits of home ownership. Now, the housing market is basically driven by family formation. That is, as children become adults and they have children of their own, they start looking around for a place of their own. We need to explain to them the benefits of home ownership as opposed to just renting. In home ownership, for the longest time has always been viewed as a way of building equity and wealth. Um, the housing market in the mainland is going up and down, so that there are times when being a renter is more feasible and more sense than being a homeowner. But overall, as long as housing prices continue to increase over the years, over the decades, then home ownership is definitely an advantage. You're getting equity at the end of your mortgage.
All right. Well, we'll take you out of here with one final question. It sounds like a wonderful discussion. Where can people avail of this information, and how do they sign up?
Well, most of the people that will be there have already signed up, but there's still time to register. Just go online to either GURA's website or Guam Housing's website.
It's gura.org. And there's a link that will take you to the Federal Reserve Bank where the registration takes place.
All right.
It's
Outstanding.
$35,
Yeah.
$35 charge for the day and a half.
That's 2 lunches and 2 breakfasts.
Yes.
Outstanding.
And a networking opportunity on
And
Wednesday
networking,
evening.
yes.
Networking and food and the chance to
Yes.
own your own home.
That's right.
Why wouldn't anyone want to show up to this? Gentlemen,
That's
thank you
right.
very much.
Yes.
I'm going.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, and thank you. But stay tuned because we have much more show coming up. So please stay with us.